Hey, it's Honest Abe here from Smoking Cigars, getting ready to start our virtual live event, our 5-pack frenzy with Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, our good friend, none other than Steve Saka. I'm here with my man, Alex Tavella, the GOAT,
Boop.
handling all our broadcasting duties. Look at that no whammy background you got there. Were you going to test people, see if they knew what it was?
We'll see. I mean, our club is old enough that most people will remember this. No goats, not no whammies tonight.
And none other than the man himself, Senor Saka. Look at him. Look like you're in a happy mood tonight.
Right?
I had my afternoon beauty sleep. Can't you tell?
Your afternoon. It shows.
Yeah.
It shows. So, first off, let me thanking you once again for working with us to bring an epic event to all our fans and customers and consumers and friends out there. Also for letting us use you as a guinea pig once again for a new format of an event. I love that word. And to come to think of it, I actually think about it, you kind of have been our guinea pig.
Recently,
For most things, yeah.
But
guess what? Keep using me to make money because it's okay.
Well, but let me tell you why that probably happens. It wasn't like a conscious thing all the time, but it's just so easy to go to you with an idea that makes sense, and I don't have to wait for days of red tape and decision making. You either say you love it or you hate it, and we move on. It's great. Kind of what makes you, the go-to guy for some of our crazy ideas. Speaking of crazy ideas, I'll get it out of the way now because I'm so proud and excited of this. Steve was literally the first guy. We talked about this back probably, I think it was November.
Yeah, November, October. I can't even remember.
Literally
a while ago.
The first guy. We had thought about this to try to get it out last year for Christmas, for the holidays, and we couldn't get it out by Christmas, so it never happened. The packaging just took too long. But Steve is one of the first guys I went to. Literally, I think we were having dinner somewhere, and we told him about it, and he was like, "I'm in. These babies are ready to go." Now, we thought we were the first person to think of an advent calendar. Soon found out we weren't, because as we went around asking manufacturers, we realized other people were making them too. But we were all right with that because we knew nobody was going to make one this badass. This is a self-contained humidified unit. Steve Saka is one of the many companies that will be involved in this. And when you get this advent calendar, look at this beautiful baby. That's how it opens up. Each one of these tabs for a day opens and reveals a drawer. You pull out, and there'll be 25 different cigars in this baby. The press release and information should go out sometime in September, and I think we're going to start selling them in October. Sometime in October.
Just want to point out too, those front doors they keep a pretty decent seal.
They do.
They're not flappy.
No.
You need that.
Yeah,
that little ribbon to open it.
I think I did
Close it in.
Yep. Yeah, you need that ribbon to get these doors open. But yeah, they make a really nice seal, and of course, after we load it and pack it, it'll be shrunk wrapped too to preserve its integrity. So, very nice packaging. And Steve, thanks once again, for being involved in another one of our.
We have to give a big shout out to Gerhard Lane, don't we? Gerhard Lane deserves kudos.
You mean the guys who made it?
Gerhard Lane was the person that invented the printed advent calendar in
there you go.
early 1900s. It was made in Germany. They made them up until about 1930 when his company went out of business because they started to have cardboard shortages in Germany.
I got to tell you, the fact that you didn't know I was going to talk about that and knew that fact, I'm just a little bit uber impressed right now.
That's impressive.
Oh, Google, dude.
Did you look that up right now?
Yeah. What? You think I fucking
Listen,
know that?
He had a couple minutes during the intro. You never know. Some guys are, just wealths of useless.
If that was the case, I'd be at Jeopardy, not on this bullshit, man. I'd be Alex for 500.
I mean, it looked like it. I'm not bullshitting. I was impressed. So, before we get into all the bullshitting and ball busting and storytelling and envelope opening, let's just refresh everybody with all the deals we got going on today. So we did a 5-pack frenzy, right? New way to do stuff, get more variety, more stuff. There it is, simply in a nutshell. You could buy 1 5-pack, you could buy 35 packs. If you buy 30, I'd suggest doing 2 orders so you can get 2 of the swag packs. But here's how it works. You buy 1 5-pack, all the 5 packs are discounted at the box price discount of 15% off. You'll get 1 polpetta for each 5-pack. So you get 6 cigars for every time you buy 5. At the 5 mark, we will throw in a DT&T mug, which you have there. At the 10 mark, we will throw in a $60 Lotus. Now, this is a unique, exclusively to Smoke Inn Meteor cutter. And at 15 5-packs, you get the Motherload package, which is the free Umbagog mug, which Steve will show you in a second because we don't have him here yet, along with a cutting board, along with a Sakasquatch. And here's the cutter. This is pretty cool. Really nice cutter.
Steve, I just want to zero in on you again. Just put that mug up again so everybody can really see that thing.
There you go.
That thing's nice.
Cool ass mug.
It really is.
So, and listen to all the people out there. It's all over our website, and it's on the invoices. So we're just going to let you know. Allow 5 or 7 days for these orders to ship. We don't have the room, and we didn't want to load up with a bunch of swag and then be short. So what we're doing is all the swag stuff, we are placing the order tomorrow morning, which Steve will then ship to us immediately. Hopefully by next Tuesday, Wednesday, all your orders hopefully will go out by next Thursday. So being that we're taking the time to do this right, I also want to tell you, if you've ordered 5 packs earlier, maybe want to jump to 10 or whatever, if you do that, we'll have the time to sort it out. Just PM us or contact us, give us your 2 order numbers, and we'll put them together to make sure you get the right swag pack. Now, on top of all this, anybody who buys 5 or more 5-packs are automatically entered to win this Sakasquatch right here, this mega guy.
Yeah, that's just something I want to point out also. When we go to raffle time and we say we're cutting off for the raffle, we're cutting off sales. So if you want to get in by the time we get to the raffle, because sales will be cut.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure.
Yeah. And also for all the people out there who took part in the EX38 second chance from the TGS limited edition, we have your information, and we'll be doing the raffle live tonight for this Mega Sakasquatch as Steve promised right after the Great Smoke that he'd give away to anybody who got in on a second chance. So that's going to happen tonight. We also had something from Evan Darnell, Secretary of State, Red Meat Lovers Club. Should we announce the winner?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
Yeah. Evan got on this morning and made his own announcement. Yeah. He said that if anybody ordered 45 packs, and to quote him,
I just want to backtrack a moment. In typical Evan fashion, without letting anybody know. I don't think. Did you talk to him first, or
no? I called him.
We love him, but this is typical Evan fashion. Just jumped in, but go ahead.
So to clarify, the post that he made on his own, and he said this is an unauthorized prize. He had put 75 5-packs. So I called them up. I said, "You realize you want nobody to get this, right?" And they're like, "No, why?" I said, "Dude, 75 5-packs. Just let me put it in perspective for you. It's so much cigars." So he lowered it to 40, and what that person has won is their choice: either 2 tickets to any RML dinner event anywhere in the country when they come near you, or if you're local or plan on coming here, he will come here and cook you steaks, and do a steak dinner service for 4 people here, and include Red Meat Lover Club cigars and other stuff. And of course, we'd make it epic. So somebody bought 45 packs, was the first to buy 45 packs. And that was none other than your nemesis, Vincent Michael Benetti, the anti-goat. So congratulations, Vince. You actually won that package. Now, in more fashion, because we're just giving shit away, Evan also told me to raffle one off to anybody who makes the purchases. So all the raffle entries you've earned throughout the day, starting at noon until now through the end of the event, will also include you not only for the Mega Sakasquatch, but one of those RML dinner, either tickets to any other part of the country, or he will host a dinner here. So I think I covered all.
So now we got 2 raffles, right?
We got 2 raffles for this event, and the one
saying, there's a winner. There's a Sakasquatch winner. There's a DDT Sakasquatch winner, and then there's an Evans.
Yeah.
So Abe, I want to make an announcement. We're going to give away a car. Not true.
You know,
we just keep throwing shit on top. So let's throw
telling you, I'm telling you.
There is no car. No. Well, actually, I'll give a Matchbox away. I'll do that. Can you
There you go.
Matchboxes anymore? I haven't seen those in forever.
I got nervous for a minute because Steve would do that to us.
No, he would. Listen, wait till that bottle gets a little bit lighter. We'll start listening to the shit he'll start giving away.
Absolutely.
Listen to that ice clink in there.
Already, this is going to be pretty wild. So, no, we're excited. We love this format of the 5-packs. We think people, because look, you're one of those guys where I don't think any one of your fans really smokes just one of your cigars, which is a testament to your blending. It's not always the case with other people. I think it's more prevalent with you, the way you blend. But most of the people we know that are DT&T fans, including myself, like 4 or 5, multiple of your selections. So this 5-pack frenzy event we thought was perfect. Nobody's got to lock in these big boxes or anything. They can just buy 5-packs, cut it up any way they like. And before 100 people PM me, because I already answered this multiple times, if the number of 5-packs exceed a box, yes, we will ship it in a box first. We're not going to open up boxes to make 5-packs. So it may not always happen, but that is the formula of how we will move forward packing.
For the most part.
For the most part, right. I got a bunch of messages. Hey, I ordered 25 5-packs. Can I get them? Yeah, we're going to send the box. So, all right. I think I covered all the bases. And did I mention the one polpetta?
I don't know if you did, but yes, you get a polpetta for every 5-pack that you buy.
For every 5-pack you buy, you get a polpetta. So if you buy one 5-pack, you get one. If you do any of the 5, 10, or 15, you'll get the equivalent number of polpettas for every 5-pack you buy. And now I think we have covered it all.
I think so.
Oof. That being said, Steve, it's been so long since we've talked.
Yeah, I think it was this afternoon at 1:00.
Oh, yeah. We did talk early at 1:00, but I mean, how was that event Monday night? Wow. I think that might have been the most views that Aaron Loomis got on an episode ever.
Come on, don't be cruel.
I'm not being cruel. I just think it was a hot topic. I wasn't trying to be cruel.
No, that was a highly.
I think it was a hot topic for a lot of people watching it to see.
I don't even know. Were there? I didn't see. I mean, obviously I was on it, but I never. What people don't realize is you guys may be seeing the comments, but I don't see the comments when I'm in StreamYard. So I don't see anything that anyone's saying, nor do I have any clues to how many people are ever viewing one of these things.
That's why you put a cell phone by your monitor.
Oh, that's too smart.
But
okay. Yeah, but then I'd be focused on the phone and not focused on.
I glance down every now. I glance down every now and then and look back up just to see what's going on.
But yeah, no, it was a very interesting topic. I mean, let me say this: I didn't get any blowback from it. So either they think I'm a lost cause, or they just rather ignore me. I have no clue.
I didn't get a lot of blowback either, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't. I think I might have alienated some people, but I don't think anything I said or you said wasn't really for the betterment of the whole organization. I hope it doesn't fall on deaf ears. And I'll tell you what's interesting is we got Scott Pierce coming on KMA early next month. So
that should be interesting.
That'll be interesting to see if any of our feedback made it to his ears.
Well, I'm sure it makes it to Scott's ears, but as we described in the show,
right,
it has to do with the executive board. The executive board are the ones that give Scott his marching orders. So Scott's job is to execute what the board tells him to do. And so it's kind of like Scott's an easy scapegoat for people because he's accessible, but really the people that really should be answering the questions are the board, but they're never going to do that.
I agree. Now, another question that we got inundated, and I'm not sure, you probably have said it, I know, but believe me, nobody reads anything, so we might as well clear it up out of the way now, because they were wondering whether we're going to have any of the Paladins or Stillwell for this event. I'm like, no. I think you had mentioned to me at the show, my date could be off, but are you looking like for a November release on that?
Yeah, look, very earliest is probably November, and the way things are going now, it'll probably be February. It's hard to tell. I mean, the Paladins aren't a problem because they're going to have 1 year of age on them in September. So I could ship those in September, but the boxes won't be done. So there's a problem there. And then with Stillwell, the problem is just the vast amount of orders we've already taken just from the trade show. And we haven't even opened it up to our retailers that didn't attend. And that gets opened up on Tuesday. and I'm going to have to ship everybody at near the same time. So the best case scenario is probably November, December, again, depending on packaging, you know.
You know what I never got at the trade show?
No?
I didn't get my 400-pound made by 5 Nicaraguan families ashtray.
Yeah, well, nobody did because I don't have one yet. So basically, anyone that placed an order of a certain amount, and I don't even know what that was because the salespeople were handling that, they're all going to get shipped an ashtray as soon as they come in. So, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to ask about it.
It'll happen automatically. It's not.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So, you said the way things are going now. So I take it things are not going better for you in Nicaragua?
It's not that they're not going better for me. I don't think they're going better for anybody.
No, I mean, they're not going better for anybody, I know. But so what is it? Labor has become the new problem.
That's what I keep hearing.
There's 3 problems. The first problem is packaging, and that's a supply and logistic problem that the box makers are unable to get the materials they need. Okay, and or the printers are unable to get the materials that they need to print the papers that we need. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is demand is really super high, way outstripping what we would have expected. This is a COVID thing. So that's problem number 2. I guess there's 4 problems. The third problem, which you're really not hearing much about, is the fact that we're having a terrible shortage of filler in Nicaragua. It's normally we were always struggling to get wrapper. Right now, there's plenty of great wrapper to be bought, but just basic Nicaraguan fillers have become really, really difficult over the last 4 months. And part of that's compounded with the escalation in consumption. And the other problem is we just had a really terrible harvest. It started late because of the hurricane by about 3 to 4 weeks. So the first planting went in late. And then the second planting ended early because we had a torrential rainstorm and hailstorm that in Esteli destroyed about 25% of the crop. And everything that was in the field, we had to rush to strip out of the field, which then forced us to harvest tobacco that wasn't quite to weight. It's perfectly fine and smokable, but as a farmer, you're always trying to get yield. And we did not get yield. We lost 25% off the top, and now we're pulling tobacco out of the field when it's smaller than it should be, and that makes it way less, which causes the problem. And then the other problem is we're now struggling in the curing barns because we jammed a lot of tobacco into the curing barns prematurely, space-wise, you know what I mean? Because we had the previous primings there. We weren't ready to take the last 4 primings, but we had no choice but to do that. And then the fourth problem is the one you're referring to, a labor problem. And the labor problem was a problem, again, because of the increased demand, but supplementing that, this immigration situation is a disaster. We're losing a lot of workers that have decided that they're going to take the opportunity to avail themselves to the United States' very liberal policy of currently coming across the border. Because, I mean, before, they used to get dropped off 50 miles south of the border, and then they'd have to tie a jug to them and walk the desert. And then there wasn't friendly, border patrol wasn't exactly as welcome as they are today. There was a good chance you were just going to get turned right back around. Well, that isn't the case now. The coyotes are dropping people off within a mile of the border. And in some cases, they're escorting them right to it and pointing and saying, hey, see the guy in that green or brown shirt over there? Go talk to him. He'll take care of you. So right now, if you're in one of these third world Central American countries, this is probably the best opportunity to come. Now, you still have all the risk factors, and particularly with the women. Rapes are very common, and it's also a problem with the children, too, coming north. And the other thing that compounds it is people that work in cigar factories are some of the highest paid people in Nicaragua within the general working class. So they're the ones that actually have managed to accumulate some things: moped, motorcycle, small house, decent items. So they're the ones that have the stuff to pawn that they can then get the $3,000, and that is the going rate in Esteli, $3K for the coyote. So, and they're the people. So what's happening is people are basically letting their house go for $6,000 just to get the money to make the trip because they never have any intention on coming back.
Wow.
So between the combination of those 4 things, there's been a real problem. We have another problem looming that's always an every 5-year problem, and it's also an election year. So I don't want to be doomy and gloomy about it, but it's a year with its own unique challenges. That's for sure.
Are you eating licorice here? Steve, are you a black licorice guy?
Yeah, I like black licorice a lot. And I actually like the really hardcore stuff. I buy the
Like
stuff
the salty shit? That's what
Yeah, I buy all the really hardcore German and
Oh,
from the Netherlands. And
I just got a big bomb from Robert Caldwell, who's a big licorice traveler in the world.
I love those heavy black licorices.
Yep, I am. So, yeah, it's really amazing what's going on down there and what everybody's going through. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it to you in the warehouse, but I've been seeing it like for the last month. Like, I literally picked the worst time in 3 decades to say I'm going to open up a warehouse. Like in the last 30-year span, this is literally the worst time. So we're hoping to get half the orders we place. And I know Gary Brooks mentioned if we ordered Stillwell. Let me assure everybody on all of Steve's new products, we ordered way more than he will probably ship us. So they're ordered. What we get is a different story.
And you're probably right about that. I mean, we'll eventually get it all to you, but yeah, it's gonna be a challenge. It's always it's a great challenge to have, right? I mean, look, as much as I complain about it, the reality is these are the type of problems you want to complain about, right?
I just had that conversation with my operations guy because we got a lot going on, man. I got a warehouse being put together. I can't take my own staff to send them over there because they're all busy working. I called my friend who's been running a labor for hire, a workforce company. I called him. I've known this guy for 20 years, never called him once. And I said, hey, Vern, listen, I got the situation. He told me that there are 100 men a day short for his jobs. 100 men a day.
I'm just trying to find 2 people now, and I'm really struggling to find 2 people.
But I'm walking around positive, good mood, and my operation guy goes, what are you in a bad mood about? I said, every single problem we have is a good problem to have. Right. I'd rather have it and try to deal with it than not have it at all. And that's the way we look at it. Who somebody asked earlier about the 5-packs here, we are probably going to cut off sales at 8:30, maybe a minute before 8:30, so we could do the live raffle. So if you want to add up to what you may have bought earlier, and if you do that, look, I need to be clear on this so there's no confusion. Okay, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of orders, and not the same guy is pulling everything. So a guy won't know if you ordered multiple times. So if you have already done this and ordered multiple times, or you plan on adding now to something you've ordered earlier, just reach out to us. You can PM me personally, give me the 2 order numbers, and we will combine them before it ships next week so you get the right swag package. So let me say that. But we will cut off this sale and this promotion.
Put it in the notes, too.
8:30 tonight.
Put it in the notes, too.
Yeah, put it in the comments. Yeah, even better. When you place your second order, if you haven't done it, put it in the comments and the notes in the order. Say my other order number is so-and-so, please combine. Because now that since we're not shipping everything right away till next week, we got the time to sort them, look through them, put them together, and get them all out to everybody next week. So there you go on that. So, Steve, do you have those trusty envelopes?
I do.
Let's get to the envelopes.
Now, those were sent to you months ago.
Well, no.
Yes.
You claimed one was sent to me months ago, but I never got it.
But then it showed up. We said
not exactly. And then what happened is you then sent a second one, all panicked that the first one didn't come. You didn't believe me. And I think this is the second one. Yeah, the one with the lines on it's the second one. And that one got delayed too. So this one didn't show up for what, like 4 weeks?
Yeah.
And then the day that this one showed up, my neighbor brought this one to me. So this one had gotten delivered to the neighbor's house.
Does that one have a date on the label?
Let me see. Let me see here. It does. I just can't read it in the dark here. This one was shipped on 5/13, and the earlier one was shipped on 4/23. And I would have gotten both of them on that trip to Nika at early, that was like the first week of June was when I actually got both of these envelopes.
So let's do it.
Hold on. Forrest Sunny Hibbs, you've messaged me on Messenger during the event to explain the 5-pack deals. It's pretty self-explanatory. Go to the smokein.com, find the 5-pack Frenzy event on the slider, click on it. It explains it all. There's a graphic there, right there.
So before I open these, Abe, why don't you explain to the people what this is all about and why we're even doing this?
So there's the great Smoke-In Saga War. that occurred earlier this year, which was very entertaining for a lot of people. Where we have a group that we started. We're very, very proud of our Smoking Social Facebook group. If you're watching this event, and you're not part of our group, check it out. We're very proud of the culture we built there. All very welcoming, fun, interactive people. We got contests and prizes going on all the time. We give some footage and background stuff of what goes on here in our company. We don't post anywhere else, but it's Smoking Social on Facebook, and then we have little tokens that we will send out our group members. I think I have one here.
I don't have it on me.
This is a little mini Abe coin. I'm wearing the same color today too. So this is a little mini me coin. There we go. Can never get the tilt right. And Steve found out about this coin, and he demanded that we overnight him an Abe coin. Demanded. Actually, we had an order pending, and we got an email from Steve Saka that said, I'm holding this order. I'm told I can't ship this order until you clear something up with Steve. So,
just for context, I mean, Steve really demanded. I mean, we were in the office and we were like, "Is he serious? I don't know."
No, I think he was dead serious in the beginning.
No. Like, true, not this was not like laugh behind the scenes. Steve,
no, he was demanding it, and then all the little Saka socialites.
Just think of all the shit you demand from me. At least you can do is send me a goddamn $2 coin, for God's sake.
Stuff I demand for you, I pay for.
And they cost more than $2.
All right, whatever, $12. You can't give me a $12 coin.
So, and listen,
put on display. I got one of your dopey particularities license plates hanging up. Come on.
I like those license plates.
Well, one of the things that we've prided ourselves on is we buy these coins. We don't sell them. You know, you can't buy them. It's just something we send out to people. It's a little show of love and appreciation. You kind of got
to. For the record, I had no clue what the deal was with the coins at all when I demanded one.
Right.
I look, I participate in these groups, but I participate in a very someone tells me I look, but otherwise, I really have no clue what's going on. You know?
So what happened was all these guys got on board, started petitions back, and then I got a little furious. I'm like, you guys, you've earned these coins now for months. We send only like 5 out a month, and you're just going to bend over, let Saka bully you, and then it became this whole war over 2 days of stand strong against Saka Mafia. It was actually very entertaining.
It was.
And we winded it up in a nice nighttime virtual event, and I met Steve's demand by sending him what he asked for. He asked for an Abe coin. We paid $70 to overnight it. Do you have that frame by you?
That's why I got up and went off camera. I have the real Honest Abe coin that I was sent with our friend Abraham Lincoln, the emancipator, the man of the people, versus the guy that screwed me and sent me a penny that cost him 70 cents. So.
Cost us
$70.
$70, 70 cents.
It cost us
that on sushi and come on.
So it cost us $70 and he paid $30 for that frame. That's $100 right there for a penny.
That is correct. About 30, 35.
But that whole scenario inspired what's in your envelope, and that's why we wanted you to be one of the first to receive it, which you were.
You messed that up.
Huh?
I didn't get it. You messed that up.
Well, we sent it.
No, we sent it.
We sent it. Yours went out with the first batch.
So let me see. If I'm a customer and I order these 5 packs and they don't show up, you're going to be like, I sent it? Is that what you're going to tell your customers?
No, we did.
You're going to take care of them, right? You're going to hook them up. You're going
We did. We sent you another one.
We sent you a second one. We did.
All right.
Steve's stretching to find
but
something.
Here's the thing. I have no faith that there's a coin in here. I believe that you have screwed me yet again. And what I find funny is, did you screw me twice is really the question. So, you want me to open this?
Open the second one first. The second one's more heartfelt.
I'm sorry. I already peeled this one. Sorry.
Okay. That's all right.
All right. Good. Look at this. It's looking good. There's the paper. Feels like a coin. Boom. Fuck you. What is that?
What is
this
that?
Motherfucker.
Can you believe you did it again? You did it again? Twice?
What is that?
Unreal. Thank you very much, Abe Dababna. You are a real
Where the
you're a real
fuck did you find a
stand-up guy.
washer? Where'd you find a washer that big?
That big, seriously.
All right, I'm done. I'm not even doing the second one.
Honestly, had I known you were going to be this melodramatic, I would have sent the
You
washer.
would have sent that, absolutely.
You want to see what's in the second one?
Yes,
Sure.
probably you put another washer in there.
Sure,
You think come on.
sure.
You're the ones that sent me this. Look, it's not opened.
I don't know. That opened
You
kind of
hit him with
easy.
that first one.
That opened kind of.
All right. Oh, yet another letter. Look at this.
I took pride in that letter.
Thank you for being a friend. So you personally packed this one, Alex?
I did.
In tribute to Ed Fournier.
I did.
Wow. At least you knew my size.
Oh,
Fast.
Thank you. So now you have sent me 3 envelopes, and I still have no coin.
Don't lie, you got that from Matt Booth's booth. You know he was giving away condoms in his booth.
And
I
extra
didn't
wet.
know that.
Oh, yeah, he was giving away condoms with his cartoon head on it and his Room 101 logo. So I'm coming back after the show. I'm emptying out all my pockets in the bathroom, whatever. And there goes the blue condom. My wife looks at me and goes, were you planning something I didn't know about? I'm like, oh, no, babe, it's got Matt Booth's logo on it, man. He was giving it out.
So when do I get my coin?
Show the damn coin.
What?
Show
Dude,
the
I
damn
just opened
coin.
the packages.
Listen to me. If your neighbor was that funny, I'm buying that motherfucker dinner.
I'll let Chuck know. Chuck deserves Chuck deserves dinner. He's a good neighbor.
Show the coin you inspired. It's a good coin. There she is.
A goat. And this dude that honestly, you need to get your money back because that didn't look anything like it. It was like some sort of like cancer Winston Churchill. I don't even know what this is about.
It's a very presidential penny, man. It's a presidential penny.
The goat side is way better than the cancer Winston Churchill side. Trust me.
There's your penny. There's the penny you inspired. Now, one of those.
And
Listen,
now I own 2.
One of those is for Cindy because she's probably more worthy.
I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I can already see how I'm going to frame this. I'm going to put these 2 things together, and then I'm just going to do a little sketch over top of it. And I think I'm going to want Abe to be this. I'm going to use the Abe side. Yes, that's what this is going to be. So use your imagination as to what I
already see where this is going.
Yeah, I can't wait to frame that and post that. So that's my plan with these 2 coins. I'm going to make another special framed item.
You wanted a coin, you got it.
But I don't have the coin I wanted.
You didn't earn that one.
What
You earned
coin
that
did you want?
He wanted. This was the
No.
fun.
He wanted a coin for Vince.
No. This was the original coin that started the whole world.
Right.
Right, but that was the coin I wanted for Vince.
And that was the coin and Vince got a coin.
Exist.
And
Vince got a coin.
And Vince got that coin.
Well, Vince has got that coin.
Vince
Yeah.
got that coin.
Does Vince have this coin?
No.
Guess what? I'm not getting this one, Vince, so fuck you. you just won the first raffle, right? He won the red meat.
He did, absolutely.
Yeah, he's set. You're done.
And he probably has a million raffle entries into the other stuff.
So, now that we've had a little bit of fun, I want to talk about Stillwell because I remember you talking to me about this a long time ago and how you were excited and you weren't sure how it was going out, how it was going to be received. And, you went to the show and a lot of people smoked it or whatever. Were you happy with how everybody talked about it afterwards or do you still have any concerns?
Well, look, I mean, when you're at a trade show, it's very rare that somebody will tell you to your face that something sucks. So
True.
What they will tend to do is they will tend to say nothing. And I had quite a few people circle back to say that they were impressed by it. So
Good.
That's always a good sign when you get somebody that comes back. And I had one retailer in particular who was kind of like, I don't know if this is going to work. It doesn't, make a lot of sense. I don't know how I'm going to explain it to my customers. I really don't think this is going to work in my shop. And I said, well, just don't order it. Just wait till next summer. Let's see if it has any legs. And then you can buy it then. He's like, oh, no. I bought 10 boxes of each size. So that was the worst I got. There was a guy telling me he doesn't think it's going to sell, but he bought 40 boxes for his little store. So I don't know. Well, this thing's got a lot of spring.
Steve, are you playing with? Oh God,
it's greasy. Ugh.
What are you talking about? That's greasy.
he was playing with the condom.
Oh, you did not.
Like
Dude,
a rubber band.
what am I going to do with it? I'm 55 years old.
You have 2 sons.
That's correct. And I'm not having a third. I can tell you that.
You and me both, my friend. You and me both.
Hey, that kid of yours is cute, though.
Yeah, he's cool. The other one's driving me nuts, but it's fun.
I didn't even know there was another one.
Yeah, well, the other one came,
camera time.
the other one just came a month ago.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Right. Should be juggling by now, right? Should be juggling by now. Get that kid on the stick.
Yeah, he's he's getting there. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. But Carmine's taking he's taking the lead role, so we're in good shape. He'll teach him the way.
Yeah,
He looks like a little Winston Churchill.
He does look like a little Winston Churchill. He looks like a little old man.
yeah, but I mean, Stillwell's just a really weird, unique project, and I think it's something. I don't know. I mean, did you smoke any, Abe? Did you get one?
Of course.
And
Of course.
which one did you smoke? Do you remember?
No. And
Yeah,
that
the trade show because it's
not even that, but that was my little downside unless I missed it. But I couldn't differentiate after you'd given to me which one was which.
Well, they
Are
have
the bottom bands the differentiator?
yes, on the bottom
Okay.
hand it tells you what it is.
I probably took it off before I smoked it, and then
Of course, you had to take it off to smoke it. No.
That's what I'm saying. And when looking at the band, when I wanted to see which one it was, I probably missed it.
Was it sweet tipped or not sweet tipped?
No, the one you gave me was not.
So it wasn't the aromatic because the aromatic has a sweet tip on it.
No,
Okay.
no. I think you purposely gave me that one because you're the one who told. I think it was your son, or I can't remember. If it was your son or Chris, which one to give me.
Okay.
You know? And then they gave me a different one for later, which I think I ended up giving to Alex.
You did. That was the English 27. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yeah, English 27 makes sense. I like that one a lot.
That was the one I smoked. I like that.
Yeah. I think, look, it's such an out there kind of product. I think that everybody's going to try it. I think it's going to be super popular in the sampling phase when everybody, you know how it works. New stuff comes from the trade show and you're like, hey, let me try this, let me try that. So I think it's going to get a lot of sampling. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think pipe guys are going to start like leaving their pipes to smoke cigars. I don't think cigar guys are going to stop their cigars to smoke pipes. So it's kind of this really weird kind of thing.
I don't know, Steve, because I used to really enjoy smoking a pipe, but I just didn't like the labor involved in smoking a pipe.
That is and that's why I really like this idea. And I had the same thing. I never smoked the pipe, and I always stayed away from it because of what I understood, all the labor involved in smoking a pipe.
Look, I've been a pipe smoker for 3 decades, and it's a lot of fiddling. Look, most people, when they start smoking a pipe, they have 2 problems. The first problem is they can't keep it lit. They're literally lighting it every 30 to 60 seconds. And the other problem is because you're lighting it every 30 to 60 seconds, you're constantly getting really wicked ton bite that makes it really unpleasant. So most people don't ever really stick with it. They try it. And the thing is, to really get good at it takes a while because everything matters. The moisture of the tobacco matters, and it depends on what tobacco as to how moist it should be. Some are better when you let them dry further. Some are better wet. It also depends on the cut of the tobacco. It also depends on the size of the bowl and the shape of the bowl and the inner diameter and the depth of the chamber. Even the drill hole size in the pipe makes a difference, whether it's a 3 millimeter to up to a 6 millimeter hole. So there's a lot of little technical things that make it really hard for most people to smoke a pipe. And even someone that's proficient at it, you still have to fiddle with it. And that was what really got me into making these pipe tobacco cigars was I started doing stuff like this like 25 years ago, where I would just take some of my favorite pipe tobacco and just sprinkle it into some cigars. Whereas this is different, this is where we actually made 4 custom pipe blends that were really designed to go into a cigar. And then I made a cigar blend to complement the pipe tobacco. So it's much different than what I used to do casually. We put a lot of effort into time into this. And the other thing too is I quickly realized in the beginning. So I was working with Cornell and Deal and their head blenders, Jeremy Reeves, and I got the invitation to go down and be with him at his factory so he could teach me. And what I quickly realized in my time there was it was better to let the expert pipe tobacco blender be an expert pipe tobacco blender and let me be a cigar guy. And once we did that, it went much better. I made some interesting pipe blends, but everything I did was nowhere near as good as what he does. And I just, you know, and I just couldn't deny it. So in the end, I'm like, you know what, Jeremy, I really would just like to credit you for all the pipe work because I don't deserve any credit other than the fact that I'm the guy that picked it out and told you to make it this way or tweak it that way or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's an interesting project.
I've always said one of the signs of a wisest man is knowing what he doesn't know.
Well, I'm definitely not a master pipe tobacco blender. I can tell you that.
Good on you. Let me see. Yeah, ruined your taste buds. Still, we got so many comments. Comments are just strolling in.
Yeah. Well, Stillwell's going to get a lot of buzz. I don't know whether it's going to be positive or negative, but there's going to be a lot of talk about it when it hits the shelves. I mean, look, I don't know, but from what people tell me, they say it was the most talked about cigar at the trade show.
I had the pleasure of meeting Chris for the first time. It was actually super cool.
Yeah, Chris is fantastic.
Great guy.
And hard. He worked like a dog when he, you know, people are always like, hey, take me to the trade show, take me to the trade show. But the reality is, as you well know, Abe, it's a tremendous amount of work. And when Chris comes, Chris doesn't leave the booth. Chris works. No, he works the whole time.
Everybody and everything. Didn't act like a, you know, groupie. He literally worked.
No, he's professional. He's great. And he was a tremendous asset for us. And
had he worked in your booth before?
He had done the 2019 show with us.
Okay.
Yeah, so he had already gone through it, and look, I don't know if Chris will be able to join us next year, but for him, the invitation's always open.
I tell you what, not a spring chicken, man, because those are long. You know, it's long 4 days being on your feet, man. I'd get beat up. Yeah. You know, once you set up, you had the luxury of sitting in your throne. Steve had situated literally like a throne in his booth. Yeah. He had this big leather chair that I don't think I ever saw him out of except when he walked over to listen to that CRA speech.
Oh, and to take a piss. I got out of the chair to go to the bathroom.
Okay. But literally sat in there, had booze next to him, a little nightstand coffee table next to him, and everybody came to him. So,
you know, I learned my lesson a long time ago. It's just better to look, I like to stay in the booth during the trade show. I know a lot of other principals, I like to float around and talk and whatnot.
See what's going on.
Right. But for me, I figured that if someone's coming to the trade show and they come to the booth, they expect us to be in the booth when they come to the booth, right? So it's my job to be there. And the other thing, too, is I'm constantly doing interviews during the trade show. So you're right. I camp out. And the other thing, too, is, look, I'm 340 pounds, man. I'm not standing on my feet for 8 straight hours. You know, and even though I'm sitting, I'm still wearing tennis shoes. I do it. I do the trade show very casual. I don't put on a suit. I don't put on real shoes. I want my coffee within an arm's length. I want my booze within an arm's length. And then guys like Chris, he hooks me up with cigars all day. So
yeah, I'm telling you, I took my toll on me this year. I felt it running around everywhere. Listen, I said, thank God it was a smaller footprint. Holy cow!
Yeah, imagine if it was double the size like it was in 2019.
Yeah, I mean, literally, it was just nice to be able to get around everywhere without dying. Interesting question by somebody. The comments are scrolling through faster than I could read them. What percentage of Stillwell is pipe tobacco? Like, would you say?
It depends on the cigar. So some of the blends have about 2.5 grams, and the one with the most has about 4.2 grams of pipe tobacco. And to kind of put that into some sort of perspective that makes sense, an average Toro from most companies weigh a 6x52 typically weighs right around 16 grams. Mine don't. Mine are heavier. Mine tend to weigh about 18.5 to like 19 grams because of the way we bunch. We bunch things a lot denser in our bunches. So essentially what you're looking at is in the lowest one, you're looking at where roughly a little around 12% of the tobacco is the pipe tobacco. And in the one that's the heaviest, you're looking at roughly somewhere close to about 20 22%, 23% is what it is.
How much pipe tobacco, or how much tobacco would you typically put in a pipe?
About 3 grams for a large pipe. So most people that pack a pipe with a small pipe, medium-sized pipe, they would typically put about 2.5 grams. For a larger format pipe, they would typically put right around 3 grams. For one of those, they call them house pipes. A house pipe is one of those really giant pipes that's meant to be smoked for well past an hour.
Like a Sherlock Holmes pipe.
Yeah, those can hold about 5 grams. But I would say the average, like when they do like pipe smoking competitions, 3 grams is kind of the standard that they use.
So you almost have a pipe's worth of tobacco in this.
Right, you have about a pipe's worth of tobacco. And the other thing too, and then look, I'm not inventing anything here, folks. There are other pipe cigars on the marketplace. They're just made much differently. They're almost always, they are all aromatic, number one. And they tend to be very, very sweet. And they tend to use a different grade of pipe tobacco. And what we're using here is I'm just doing my typical thing, just the best of the best, doesn't matter what it costs. And essentially in every single cigar, my cost, there's about $1 worth of pipe tobacco per cigar at my cost in each one, roughly.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not cheap. I mean, because look, an average wrapper on a cigar, nice, clean, sun-grown Habano wrapper, we would probably expense that out at about 38 to 40 cents per cigar. Connecticut broadleaf, that wrapper cut, really high-grade broadleaf like we use on Mi Querida, that's about $1 for that wrapper. Typical broadleaf runs right around 60 cents. So no, this is an odd thing where the filler is actually one of the most expensive components in the cigar. That's not normal.
No, it's not. It's not at all. I heard something. I'm not trying to steer the show. I'm just literally curious, like everybody else. You were going to talk about a prototype cigar tonight?
Ah, yes. This is for my friend, Evan. So first off, before we get any further, am I still good for the TGS Red Meat Lovers dinner?
Oh yeah.
I am the host of that dinner this year?
You are the host of that dinner.
Yeah, because you really have kind of screwed me on this deal. You do know that. So I'm glad. Why? Well, come on. I make the Red Meat Lovers cigar, but I've never hosted the Red Meat Lovers dinner.
That's fair.
Smoke.
That's fair.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
It's valid. That's fair.
Well, he was doing the event before there was a Red Meat Lover Club cigar.
That's true.
So I made a special Red Meat Lover cigar. And this is something that Evan kind of joked about doing.
Is this what I think
it is? It probably is.
Is that the meat stick?
It is a meat stick, like a heavy beef stick. Check that out. Flat on both ends, just like a jumbo Slim Jim.
You know, Evan Darnell right now is like orgasming in his pants.
Absolutely.
Well, what I'm thinking is we'll make these for the Great Smoke dinner.
Wow.
So the people that come to the Great Smoke Red Meat Lovers dinner will be the very first. Now, I will say this was a prototype, and I've already learned a mistake. There's a problem with this cigar. It never dries because I have sealed both the foot and the head. It's like a little capsule of moisture. So I have to look. I made these quickly when I was in Nika last time. So the blend is right, but I think what I'm going to have to do is
let them dry and then cap it.
And then finish the foot and then finish the head. The problem is by doing it that way, I don't know if we're going to be able to tell which end is the head and which end is the foot. We may have to actually like put a chalk mark or a nick or something.
This brings up a great question. Coming from a guy who would know probably as well as anybody I know, what does it differentiate on where the head and the foot is when the cigar is rolled?
Well, what differentiates where the head and the foot has more to do with two things. First off, it depends on how you're doing the bunching. If you're just doing a standard like Lieberman style bunch and you're just getting equal proportions, it's kind of irrelevant. You could smoke that cigar forward or backwards, okay? But if you are doing some sort of positioning of the tobaccos, that makes a difference. And you know what else makes a difference? You know what? I'm going to take that back. I was wrong in that first statement because the other thing that makes a difference is we always make sure that the frog stripped end of the filler ends up in the head. Because remember, we only take out half the center rib because we want to leave the rib in the filler leaf because that rib provides structure. It also provides flavor. But nobody likes to feel that kind of stem butting into their mouth. So the bottom break, which has none of that in it, would typically go to the head. So it is relevant to keep track of where the head is, even if you're doing a standard bunch. In my bunches, it's even more important because very rarely is my blend the same throughout the length of the cigar. So for me, it definitely makes a difference. So we're gonna have to figure that out, but we will. But that's what I learned. And the other thing that's kind of a
Wait, I gotta ask you one more thing. Is this the first Evan's heard about it?
yes, he has never seen this before.
I don't think Evan died.
He can't be on because there's no comment from Evan.
He's in Tampa. I know he had something important. He had to drive to Tampa tonight. So
Okay,
Evan,
he's definitely not on.
Everybody knows before Evan Darnell. I love it.
So, and the other thing too is you have to have a knife to cut the head because of the way the head is. So I guess we'll have to get Evan to make special knives.
Why? A normal cutter wouldn't just snip the head?
You might snake.
A normal cutter would if it's a large cutter like this. But like the cutter that I normally use is much smaller. So if you're using a smaller cutter, it doesn't quite fit around it.
I believe that cigar could easily be cut with the Sakasquatch.
Yeah. Any of the modern cutters, because look, they're all designed to cut up to 60 ring gauge cigars.
Yes.
So I don't think that anybody's going to have a problem with it. And I have to admit, I think this is one that where I may not be so anti V cut on it. The V cut may be appropriate for this one.
I'm kind of
because I am generally anti V cut.
Me too, actually.
Now I interrupted you. You were about to say something else when I asked you if Evan knew about this yet. You were grabbing.
I may have mentioned to him that I was going to make it. I don't know whether I did or didn't.
Oh, listen, I think you did, but he doesn't know you've actually made one and are smoking one now. He's missing out on all that.
Don't you like my little mini blowtorch?
Yeah, I like that. It's literally a blowtorch.
It's fucking good. Yeah, come to the Great Smoke Dinner.
Absolutely. Dude, that's like literally the invitation forms go out in 10 days, 12 days. I can't believe it. It's nuts.
Yeah, we need to talk about that because I obviously have to start making cigars now in order for them to be ready in time.
Well, now I think you're going to be making multiple cigars now if you're doing that.
Multiple for what? What else am I doing?
Red Meat Lovers?
No. Well, Red Meat Lovers being done, but you have a TGS one you're doing.
Oh, those are already made. That's already in my rearview mirror.
All right, good.
Nice.
With you, I'll never forget when we had him when we talked about the Connoisseur Club. He goes, "Well, thanks for inviting me." I'm like, "Wait a second.
We had taken no part in this. We were not invited.
2 months."
Yeah, no, the TGS cigars, and I only made what you asked for. So, I mean, plus a few for me to keep and smoke, but I did not. I made the numbers, so
no, we're good with that.
By the way, that's a leak, Abe, because we didn't announce TGS.
It might be a leak, but I figured now we have it on air. I wanted to be safe.
Yeah, that's a little leak. It's a little leak. So there you go. There's one of the TGS limited cigars.
Listen to me. There's no way I was going to have another TGS event without asking Steve to make a special cigar for it. It just lined up perfectly, and it worked out the way it worked out. So,
right, and I really like the cigar I made for this TGS.
We do too.
Yeah. No, but you haven't smoked this new TGS one yet.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even better. Even better.
I'm losing track of shit. Dude, we have so many stuff spinning on our plate right now. I literally, lately, my head hasn't been with me. This is how bad it's been. The other day, when we were doing the developing palettes night, right, I'm walking out the door, and Alex goes, "Where the fuck are you going?" I'm like, "I'm leaving. Is that all right with you?" And literally the other employees go, "What? Does Abe work for you now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gotta go." He's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm leaving. What's your problem?" He goes, "You got a show tonight." I'm like, "Holy shit,
dude!" I fell asleep. That's why I was late. I seriously I literally sat downstairs in a chair. You know what I mean? Just having a little bit of. I fell asleep drinking espresso. That's what I did. And then all of a sudden somebody goes, "Don't you have a show to do?" And I woke up like, "Oh my God, I was supposed to be there 10 minutes ago."
But hey, you did the same thing today.
I did the same thing today. So, we're short on bodies in the warehouse where my daughter says to me, "Can I have a summer job?" I'm like, "We got stuff to do in the warehouse." Because I don't want her in the cigar shop where everybody's smoking. There's your kids don't belong on the floor there. But the warehouse, everybody's just working. It's labor. I'm like, take you to the warehouse this morning. So I take her, of course, my 6-year-old. He wanted to come. I had to bring him. So they gave him a rubber mallet, and he just did whatever he did for the day and tried to help. But Petra's a workhorse. I mean, she really is. I mean, the guys were uberly impressed. They literally said, "Are you bringing her back tomorrow?" So I take him to the warehouse, and of course, they've been there since 10 o'clock this morning. And around 5 o'clock, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to go pick up my kids and take them home." And Alex like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going to go pick up my kids, take them home." He's like, we have a soccer event tonight. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I had to go run and get them. Luckily, my office manager, Julie, who lives by me, ended up taking my 2 kids home. My head is just like gone.
I don't think, we talk about it. We both mention how busy we are. But I don't think people really understand. So like yesterday, I had a dental appointment, and I have to have a follow-up. And the first day on my calendar that I could find for the follow-up was December 19th. That is my first available day between now and then. And she's like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, this can't be like nothing. And I'm like, no, there's nothing. There's a day here. There's a day there. But I got to go someplace the very next day. I can't have dental work done and then get on a plane and go to some third world country. I mean, I got to at least be around for a couple, 3 days afterwards in case something goes south. Yeah, is that crazy?
It really is. I mean, I'm to the point now where literally like, my wife who already does product photography for us, I'm like, look, we need something to run to Miami. Can you run down on Monday? Which she's going to go Monday, Alex. And she's going to run down Monday. I mean, it's just, it's nuts. It's nuts. But like I said earlier in the show,
it's the problem to have.
These are when you have problems, these are the type you want to have. Yeah. So we're in for it. So we're super excited about the Great Smoke, man. In fact, our girl Stephanie, who helped coordinate the last one's been on my back. I'm like, look, I felt bad because she reached out to me twice. I even had a chance to respond. And then she sent me saying, do I got to come to your office and bust down the door? So I literally sent her a funny comment. I said, babe, it's not you, it's me. And she started laughing. But yeah, we got to start working.
She'll come too. She'll show up.
No, she will show up. Because this year Michael Herklotz is coming to do the virtual side. We're going to do both virtual and live, so people who can't come down can still be involved. We're going to have correspondents in the field, a little studio set built. I mean, I'd love to say, hey, we just took it easy and I'm just going to go back to the old format, but no, man, we just wanted to keep evolving. And we got so many emails from everybody who said, man, for us who normally we can't leave work for that many days or fly out, please keep doing it virtually, and we are. So we'll see how we pull this one off. It should be interesting. There's only one logistical thing we haven't figured out yet, but we still got time to figure that out.
So are you going to be like in total king costume for this thing? The whole thing, the big beads and the skull around your neck?
I don't know what I'm going to get dressed as. I didn't get dressed when so one of the nice innovative things we accidentally came up with in 2019 was theming the Great Smoke. Because, one of the things that made our event grow so much is we really always made it experience, driven. But, there's only so many bull rides and dunk tanks and cash machines you could bring in, and you kind of run out of ideas. And to theme it really opened up a whole door because now you have some themes that always have some
get your creative juices flowing because now you're saying, oh, well, we're doing something. So I don't know if you're doing a pig roast, but that's something that fits with the last luau.
Absolutely.
Hey, we could have fire dancers. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what we got going on.
Girls and grass scoots and coconut bras and the whole 9 yards. It just gives you all sorts of material to work with.
It juices it up. So we did the disco 70s theme in 2019. We were supposed to do the last luau Hawaiian theme in 2020. And then COVID hit, so went straight to the digital experience. Did it virtually, which people were still talking about at the PCA. And if you're out there watching, you haven't watched it, go to the Great Smoke Facebook page. I believe the whole 7.5 hour broadcast is still posted up there.
There's the whole broadcast. You can watch snippets. Yeah, you can.
Yes, it's on YouTube. And
let's fast forward to my part because the rest of it.
Unfortunately, Steve was like 6 hours in, wasn't he?
Steve was toward the end. Yeah, Steve was toward the end, but because Steve was doing some function here, that's why. So
that's right. Just to answer Joseph's question real quick, Abe, are we going as normal? Tickets will be on sale November 1st, I assume?
That's our goal, November 1st. All tickets usually go on sale November 1st. That's our goal. So start looking around November 1st for tickets to go on sale.
And I think we're going to do the ticket sales earlier this year.
No, we're going to do something else earlier this year.
Okay.
You're in my limbo state. We're mind blending, but yeah, we haven't announced it yet, but we're going to do something else earlier instead of doing it the day of TGS. But tickets go on sale November 1st. And then we'll have some pre-events leading up to the Great Smoke event. But it should be an interesting year.
Well, my hope was to put it in a box this year, but I don't think that's going to happen because of all the packaging problems that everybody's
having packaging problems. It's ridiculous. Everybody.
So I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be another factory-style packaging job. I hope the customers don't mind.
I don't think anybody minded the first time around.
Not at all.
Yeah.
No, it went over very, very well. It'd be awesome if you had made the event limited cigars available. I didn't get the ones I wanted. Well, whoever the anonymous individual is, we can't tell. What you have to understand is that event was put together in 6 months. So no manufacturer an endless number of cigars. So that's how that.
Yeah. The other thing they have to understand.
Well, I mean, that's why they're event limited cigars.
And there's a lot of risk too, because you have no idea how many you're going to sell or not sell. So even the amount that you purchase is still a risky amount. I mean,
oh, sure it is.
It really is. I mean, it's
Sure
not a drop in the bucket kind of quantity.
What I will say is this. So, I'm not sure if Anonymous is talking about he bought a ticket and didn't get it, or he just didn't get it. If you didn't buy a ticket to the Great Smoke and you didn't get the event only cigar, you have nothing to cry about. That's what the event only cigar means. You had to participate in the event. But for those people who didn't get event only cigars and bought a ticket, what we did was we increased the request a lot this year. And it won't be an event only cigar. What'll be an event first cigar. So if we don't sell out, like Steve said, there's risks. There'll be event pricing. And if you're in the event, you'll have a chance to get it. And if it sells out, great. If we don't sell out, it'll be made available to the public at a much different price. And that's how we're
I'm going to tell you right now, mine's going to sell out. I make that prediction.
I'm pretty confident yours will sell out.
Yeah,
I'm pretty confident yours will sell out. Yeah. But, we try to alleviate the smaller number and say, hey, look, we'll try to make more available. But like Steve said, it's a risk. You don't sell out. We don't want all these boxes sitting around here. So we decided to do was make it an event price. You get them. If they sell out, they sell out. If we don't, we'll make them available to the public. That way it's not so risky to say, hey, we need more, because if you make an event-only cigar and you don't sell out, what are you supposed to do with the cigars? So
I think in my case, we made more afterwards. So everybody that wanted to get mine had the opportunity to get mine.
Absolutely.
Seriously, no one should complain about not getting your event cigar. Not one. That just means you weren't following us. You didn't know about the Great Smoke, and that's just a timing thing. But anybody who wanted it and knew what was going on at the time had more than ample opportunity, because Steve was gracious enough to give a second chance, took pre-orders, and most of
Carlito Fuente do the same thing afterwards? Didn't Carlito Fuente also make more of his available?
He didn't make more. You made more. Carlito had enough to make 30 more boxes.
Oh, that's nothing. 30
he had the cigars already. So all he had to do was make the packaging, and that's what took a while. Got us the 30 boxes, and then we did it through our socialite group where everybody got a chance.
But you didn't sell that as boxes. You broke that up because there were so few, right?
Yeah, we gave that.
You didn't even need the boxes, really.
No, right. Well, he didn't know what we were going to do with them. But, what am I going to do? Make 30 people happy? Instead, we made 300 people happy. Right. And the only people who really kind of got upset was people who probably would want to resell them in a secondary market, which I didn't really care if they got upset.
I never care about the flippers. Sorry.
Yeah, if you're, I don't worry about making the flippers upset. The commission.
Bless you.
Thank you. So we give everybody a chance to get one of those cigars in a Fuente 5-pack, and if they really want it, and 99% of the people were very gracious about it. We're happy to get their chance to get one of those cigars.
Yeah, I think that's something that consumers, I don't know, I think it's just we live in such an on-demand society that we all just kind of expect to get what we want when we want it. And the problem is handmade cigars are made the same way they were made a century plus ago. So there's no way to speed up the process. You know what I mean? It's not like they're just sitting around waiting. You know what I mean? And we don't make cigars on spec. The only cigars you make on spec are the ones that are your own internal brands that you have some sort of production plan and some sort of idea as to how much you're going to sell. But when it comes to these limited production, limited editions, every time you do one is a risk. You never really ever know how many to do. And I know everybody says, well, it always sells out. It always sells out. Well, yeah. And every time we make it larger, but at the same time, you're always worried, what if I make it too large? You know what I mean? Because what can you do with them?
That's why I really love what we did with Red Meat Lovers this year.
Yeah, me too. It made my life so much easier.
Made everybody happy, ruined shit for secondary market guys because there's going to be no major demand because we sold triple the amount we thought we would have sold.
Yep.
You know, so there's not going to be a secondary demand market. And I also ordered a little extra for those people who may have not even have realized what it was and find out about it, and they won't have to fight 1,600 or 1,800 other people, and they'll get a chance to get some if they want some. So I love the way we did it this year. That was genius.
Yeah, no, that worked out really well, and I'm sure the question is, could you get how many people can you get away with that with? I mean, are consumers going to be willing to do that?
That's not what made it work, Steve. I'm going to tell you what made it work. It wouldn't work with a new microblend or a new project. See, that worked because it already had been out for 3 years and developed such a following.
Right.
You know, if I tried to do that with something new, who would pre-order it?
Right.
They don't know what it tastes like. The results would have been so poor.
Where this way you have basically consumers giving the feedback to other consumers to know that it isn't a total dog rocket. And that's what allows it to work. I agree.
It already built a huge base over 3 years of guys who already fell in love with it and think it's one of their favorite cigars. So It really worked for this kind of a project. And if we get more into doing annual drops, then this is a format we would definitely go with, because that way we already know there's a track record. And otherwise, you're going to have a very limited amount of pre-orders because people don't know what they're getting.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. So we're coming up to the last 20 minutes. You know, people are Facebook messaging me right now, asking me, what are the promotions? I'm sorry, I can't get into it on Facebook with you now. The sale's been going on since noon. We posted video for weeks. Do not be mad. But if you're watching, this is it, right? Go to smokein.com/frenzy. All right.
And you want me to take a quick 2 minute to
there it is.
All right. So very simple. If you buy a 5-pack, any of Steve's products, you get a free pulpetta. If you buy five packs, you get a free DT&T mug plus a raffle entry. You must buy at least five packs to get into the raffle.
And they get pulpettas with that too, right, Alex?
They get pulpetta with every 5-pack, no matter what.
Okay, so they would get 5 pulpettas.
They'll get 5 pulpettas. If you buy 6 5-packs, you'll get 6 pulpettas.
Got it.
If you buy 10, you'll get 10 pulpettas, a free Sakasquatch Lotus cutter, plus 3 raffle entries. If you buy 12, you'll get a free Sakasquatch Lotus cutter, plus 3 raffle entries, but you'll get 12 pulpetta. Right. If you buy 15, you'll get the whole package, the whole kit and caboodle, the very limited and fabulous Umbagog mug, the Sakasquatch Lotus cutter, the cutting board, and the statue, plus 10 raffle entries, and of course 15 pulpetta.
And there you have it. And just so everybody knows, this is a high-end Lotus Meteor cutter. This is a $60 retail cutter. It's not a chintzy cutter.
Yeah, they're nice. They're heavy.
Yeah.
Do I have to buy 10 5-packs to get one? Because I don't have one of those either.
Yes.
Nope.
Like the coin.
That'll be in the mail.
That'll be in a gold envelope.
I'll send you a couple with a washer in them. With a washer in them. Don't be shocked when you get a pack of condoms.
Dude, this washer cost me 99 cents, man.
I bet it did.
And you know what else? I had no idea what the current price of condoms were. I haven't bought condoms since I was like 17. I can't believe how much a condom costs these days.
I wouldn't know.
To the guys who say I only got 3 5-packs and I'm out of luck, you got 3 5. What Alex didn't mention was all the 5-packs are marked off at the highest allowable discount by Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. So you got 5 packs at 15% off, and you got 3 pulpettas. If you consider yourself out of luck, that's on you. If you want a chance at this guy, which he seldom give away, it's got to go at least 5 5-packs, 25 cigars. That's what it takes if you want a chance to win a MEGA Sakasquatch. I have no problem with that rule. I respect Steve for that rule. You know, you got to support the man if you want a chance to win some big stuff. And this is probably one of the biggest, most sought after things out there. So anybody's going to cry because you didn't get a chance for a Sakasquatch because you only bought 1 or 2 5-packs, you got goods. You got free goods. You got a good price. Do not cry. Don't want to hear it.
I mean, those big Sakasquatches, there have only been 250 of those made. And let me say this, the accounts that get them, they have to spend $10,000 to get one of those to have it in their store. So there you go. I mean, it's not so buying 5-packs, if you think I'm asking you for too much, you're crazy, because the retailers, we make them cough up 10 G's for it. So
yeah, you can get a chance, and you get a chance. The big guy.
Let me say this: it's not that we make them cough up 10 G's. We just don't want a store that isn't a big Dunbarton store to have a MEGA Sakasquatch. If you have a MEGA Sakasquatch in your store, customers should be able to walk in and expect to have a good selection of cigars from us. And that's the reason why we have that dollar limit. Not that, oh, you give us 10K and we give you a Sakasquatch. It has more to do with you buy enough products so you have a good presentation of our stuff.
So, yep. So sales are going to get cut in 15 minutes. So if you haven't got anything you want to get a chance, you still got time. If you placed an order earlier and your compulsion leads you to buy more, PM us, contact us, put in your second order, your original order number, so we can combine your 5-packs to get you the right swag for your purchase.
I just want to point out, though, if you do that, put it in the notes, please. PM us, put it in the notes so we know we have a way to combine them for you.
Yeah, we won't catch it. We won't catch it if you just randomly do it, I assure you. So there you go. Stop. I'm not pressuring. I just want to make sure, because people have been doing it all day and, like, thinking that we would just automatically catch it. We will not catch it. There are 4, 5, 6 different people pulling orders. Orders are, your order could be here in a stack and here in a stack. No one's going to realize you ordered multiple times. So contact us and let us know. Now, we're coming up to the 15-minute mark, Steve. There was some big statement you wanted to make.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know if I want to make it anymore.
Oh, no. You got to make it now.
So I was thinking about this. I used to work for Lou, right? Lou Rothman. And Lou, I think, by anyone that knew him, was considered a genius. Yep. I mean, he was one of the most innovative persons that I've ever met on the retail end, the selling of cigars to consumers, just everything, the way he did his catalog, the way he did deals, the way he was like the starter of swag. Okay. He really did a lot of unique things. He was like one of the first persons to do like a really big store run event. I remember doing it on the aircraft carrier there in New York City. So he was always kind of on the cutting edge. And I was kind of thinking about it. And you know what? I think, Abe, you're that guy now. You're the one that does the most interesting, most unique things. And the reason why this came to mind was yesterday I had a retailer complain to me about the fact that we're doing this now. That you MEGA Sakasquatch and the 5-pack frenzy and all of this. And I said, listen, this is not me. This is him. He's the one that's doing the work. He's the one coming up with the ideas. And I'm really just kind of an innocent bystander. And it's it's that creativity, and that makes you unique in the current marketplace. I think you legitimately are the new Lou Rothman. I really do.
I don't know if my goosebumps are going to come on camera or not.
Yeah.
As you know, I know Lou. I don't know why you thought I'd take this lightly or whatever. It's not a light comment.
You would take it lightly. I thought that if you really thought about it, you would say, wow, that's kind of a really nice compliment.
It's
like a serious compliment, not a
bullshit. No, it's beyond a compliment. That's a standard that's hard to live up to. I know Lou. I know Lou. He comes down here. He lives here 6 months of the year. And I am completely enamored with his knowledge. I feel every minute talking to him, even if it's some bullshit, I could learn something from a guy like Lou. And I've had the honor and liberty to actually get to know him very well over the years and consider him a friend. He's invited us to dinners with his wife, Lavonda. And for you to look, somebody, I can't remember who it was, somebody in our social group said it in our Facebook social group.
Really?
Yeah, someone did it about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, which, even coming from them was a step back that consumers would even think to use my name and Lou Rothman's
Well, I
name.
think most consumers don't even know who Lou is anymore. He's been out of the game for a
True.
while, and I mean, but
True.
but when Lou was at his stride, he dominated the market.
But for you to say it, Saka, I'm going to try to get a close up in here. Seriously, look at that.
Your hairy arm?
No, my goosebumps. Look at those goosebumps. I'm serious. Because one is that's not something you would say lightly, because I know you, and you know Lou better than most people.
I worked for Lou for almost 5 years.
Yeah, honestly, coming from you, that's a huge, huge statement, and I can only hope to continue to live up to that standard, because he was the innovator, without a doubt, way ahead of his time, and set the standard that almost everybody else evolved in. And I've always studied Lou. I looked at stuff like he did, like Midnight Mania, and he did in his stores where he'd open his store at midnight for 1 hour and do stupid sales. And I think like when I was still a kid, he was pulling stuff like that off. Lou was somebody I always looked up to. So for you to say that, man, it means a lot. So
I think he did the going out of business sale like once every 3 months.
Yeah, I know.
There it is, retail store. You just hang the sign on the outside of the door. We're going out of business.
Now, for you to say that, is a big.
The thing is, I look at the landscape, and there's a lot of people that are doing a really good job at selling cigars and fulfilling customer, their orders and whatnot. But really innovative programming and coming up with events and ideas and things that are different, there isn't a whole lot of that going on. And seriously, I get blowback from what I do with you and maybe about 4 other retailers. Okay. And in the case of all of them, it's really them doing the lift. It's not me. They're the ones coming up with the ideas. They're the ones putting in the work to the event.
It's not your job to do that. Any retailer
would. But the retailers think that I'm doing it, and you're like, I'm giving this to you as a gift. And it's really the other way around. You're the one doing it, and you're making it available as an opportunity to me to promote my cigars and sell my cigars.
And listen, let's be honest. It's not even that easy. I got to talk to you, and then you got to leave me alone. It's not even the fact that they think you're putting stuff together, going to retailers with ideas. They have no idea who you are. So, I mean, it's not just coming up with the idea. I got to get you to say yes. And
it's a good idea, because people hit me up with ideas all the time, and most of them suck.
Right. And listen, and even when it's a good idea, it's still hard to get you to say yes sometimes. And we're personal friends. So these guys are really...
My dental appointment's on December 12th because I don't have any time. So there you go.
So they're really disconnected, man. They're disconnected. But it's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind. I mean, let them complain,
Imagine, look, if this 5-pack Frenzy event turns out to be successful for you, I imagine you're going to use this model for other brands in the future, because it's a good idea.
We already talked about it today. I'm not sure if we'll ever do a box event again.
Yeah.
I mean, if we have a release, yeah, but 5-packs are the way to go. I mean, it's just like anything. Why, when we order dinner at a restaurant, my wife and I strategically order. I've seen you and Cindy do it. Yeah. My wife and I strategically order. What are you getting? Well, I was thinking about it. All right, well, I get this and you get. Nobody wants to have just one thing. Right. And especially when we got somebody like, you or most of your smokers like the majority of what you make.
Right.
Why lock them in where if they want to participate, they got to buy a whole box? Let them buy in 5-packs.
Which really, if you think about it, isn't different than when you're at a physical event, because you always tell the customers you can mix and match a box, right?
True.
Right. Mix and match. As long as it's 20, 25 cigars, whatever the number is, you qualify for whatever the promo is. So it's really giving a way for that to happen, but not having to be physically present. So.
And not just that, because I know you don't know. So I'm going to tell you, because I know you haven't seen it. And by the time this event's over, you won't see it, because I don't think you went to the page today. But like when we think of this stuff, we had to make custom programming. It didn't exist. Right. So there's an event page. There's an event page for this event. And as they add 5-packs, there's a sliding box on the right that tells them how many 5-packs they got. And then it tells them what free goods. So you've added 4 5-packs, you add 5, and then it says what free goods it qualifies. And if you're at some weird number like 7, it'll tell you add 3 more 5-packs and you'll get this swag pack. So we actually don't just think shit up. We put the work. We make the code. My programmer guys are like, sick of us. We come up with these great ideas. That's great. They got to do the physical work to make that stuff happen. But it's a pretty nifty little thing and that we built and it's set up. So yeah, it's not even just coming. Somebody, I think it was Rafael Nadal. It's not like Rafael Nadal actually made some beautiful comments about our advent calendar. So
he did.
If you just joined us late, this is probably the best calendar you will find this year anywhere in any market for an advent calendar. Okay, it's gorgeous. And he said, look, it's not just about coming up with the ideas. A lot of people come up with the ideas. Execution. So yeah, even if we come up with the idea, at least we got the guys and the team that get the programming together done and make it all work in this fantasy way we think up sitting here sometimes.
Now that's going to be a problem because you have a fixed number of those. I mean, however many of those advent calendar boxes you made, that's going to be it.
We're making 1,000. That's
we went big.
We're making 1,000. It depends.
You're right. No.
Our operation guy tried to make us do 1,500, but this is such a special thing. I said, look, we make 1,000. They go. I mean, and in fact, it could be one of those things that we do next year because, hopefully by next year things will loosen up a little bit. We might be able to do a pre-order on those next year if it's a big hit, do a deposit, and be able to make more people happy. It's funny because the consumers always think like when something like that happens, they're mad at us. Like, man, why didn't we want to sell more? It doesn't work that way. There's no magic number. There's no 8-ball that tells us how much to make. So it's a hit or miss. If we make 1,000, I take a chance. If we only sell 500, what am I going to do with 500 extra advent calendars?
It's even worse than that. If you made 1,000 and you sell 800, you lost money.
Of course.
That's what they don't realize. If you make 1,000 and you sell 800 of them, you're losing money. You really need to sell the whole 1,000 for there to be any profit in it.
Yeah, I mean, not so bad on this one because worst case scenario, we could break up the sticks and put them on the shelf and whatnot. But that packaging wasn't cheap, gone in the garbage. And the labor to make them gone in the garbage and all that. So, it hurts. So, they think like when we sell out of something, they get mad. Like, if I knew how many to order, I'd order exactly. I'd order a little extra even, but we don't know. We don't know sometimes.
Even when it comes to stuff that it's like on the regular, like for example, I noticed, I just actually looked at the website. So I noticed a lot of the Mickey Rita 5-packs have gone out of stock, right? I mean, before it would have been all the brulee. Now all of a sudden, what? The Mickey Rita is the one that went the fastest today?
It did.
So it's so hard to tell. I mean, we have months and it's like, oh, we have 800 boxes of Todos Los Dias thick Lonsdales. I'm like, oh, well, we have a lot of boxes. We're selling about 200 a month. I got enough for 3 months, no problem. And then a month goes by and she's like, hey, we're out of thick Lonsdales. I'm like, how can you be out of thick Lonsdales? And she's like, I don't know, because we have no control over what people buy and what they order and how much they order. You know what I mean? All we're doing is we're just trying to make the best educated guesstimate that we possibly can. And it's always a struggle because no matter what we do, we're inherently always wrong. And things surprise. I mean, I'm sure you've had things in inventory before that like they don't sell, and then all of a sudden they just sell for some reason.
It happens all the time.
And you're like,
all the time.
Why?
You want to hear the funniest thing is? Typically, do you want to know when stuff like that starts selling? When we make the decision we're not carrying it anymore.
Right. Right.
I'm not even joking, Steve. It's the greatest phenomenon I've ever seen. This is dead. We need to cut it out. All right, we'll cut it out. And then we'll wean it out. We'll put it in some 5-pack. And all of a sudden, we forget to take it off the web and orders start coming in for it. It's just so weird.
Right.
Yeah,
Joshua Beakley. Well, he didn't have any blues. It's not that we didn't have any blues.
Aww.
Aww.
Blues. That's unreal blues.
Right?
I mean, that's a perfect example. How do you come up with numbers for something like that? It's a Connecticut shade Lonsdale with a baby blue band, and it's $15.
Right.
How are you supposed to project? I can tell you what the projection is. You're not going to sell a lot of it. That's the projection. Okay, that is the projection. And the fact that it's turned out to be such a wildfire hit, it's like, who would have ever thunk that?
Listen, we can't tell. Our thing on the advent calendar was 500 to 1,500. I think one of my guys even said 2,000. You know what I mean? We didn't know where to go with it, because if you make 500 and it blows out, you pissed off a lot of people. You make 1,000, you get stuck with 300, you end up eating a bunch of shit. So, you know, and 1,500, one of my guys swore 1,500 should be the number. We're doing 1,000. Like I said, if they sell out, they sell out. And then once we know there's enough popularity, then it's one of those things next year we could do like we do with the Red Meat Lovers Club. We could do a deposit, pre-order, delivery in such a day.
Yeah, just to go back, you know, the work that goes into it. I mean, even little things like, you know, we thought about, well, what's the best way to ship this? How do we keep them fresh? You know, what do we do? And it was like, oh, well, we should shrink wrap them. That, you know, that would work. That would help for these cigars. Okay, how are we going to shrink wrap them? Well, let's go buy a shrink wrap machine. So, I mean, there's always, you know, things added on. You know, we don't have a shrink wrap machine, and it's not like we can go get a vacuum seal. I mean, we need a
you can't use the little L-bar sealer in the heat gun to shrink wrap 1,000.
No, and what's even worse is we didn't even realize that the majority of the shrink wrap machines only have a 6-inch clearance. This is an 8-inch box.
Right.
Did you buy a tunnel or did you buy a table?
No, we're looking at a tunnel.
Yeah, I would actually suggest buying a table.
Really?
Yeah, I think it would work better for your needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah, because the thing with the tunnel is the tunnel you have to warm up, you have to tweak it, you have to adjust it, and it changes for everything all the time. And it's kind of like you got to run it for so long, and then you got to go back and do the first 20, 25 again.
Really?
Yeah, and also the tunnel uses a lot more power, and it also requires a much larger physical footprint. I actually think one of the shrink wrap tables, the vacuum shrink wrap table, is the better way to go. I'll send you some information on that.
Yeah, please. I saw them. Is that one of the ones that like open and you drop it in, you close
That's
it?
correct. That's
Okay.
actually, we have one of them in our warehouse. I mean, they're not cheaper. You're going to spend somewhere between $4,000 and $7,000 at a minimum for it, but it's much more easy to use, readily available, and you'll be able to do like maybe 2 of those a minute, 2 or 3. So you're going to have a person doing that pretty much all day for a few days.
It is 8:30. I am officially cutting sales and raffles off.
Oh.
There you go. So listen, go ahead, do your thing, get the raffles ready. Let me know when you're ready, Alex.
I'm giving 1 minute for you guys who are may be in there right now to finish your
transaction,
and then we're going to pull it.
But I'm going to tell you, you got to buy that shrink wrap machine now, Abe, because most shrink wrap machines, the better ones, they're all made in Italy. And COVID has caused a real delay. Yeah, who knew? The Italians are the shrink wrap machine manufacturers of the world.
Do me a favor and send me that info, because I'm going to tell you something. We definitely need to get one, and I would have thought the other one would be better because you could just run them through instead of opening and closing.
Yeah, you'll be surprised. Like I said, if you said to me, "Hey, I'm going to do 1,000 every day," I think the tunnel's the way to go for sure. But when you're going to do 1,000 occasionally, having the table, which you can use on an all the time basis, that's convenient and easy, much better, in my opinion.
Got it.
And I've used both. I've had both. I bought both. So, I mean.
So I just want to clarify a couple things now, because we're getting ready to close up this event. We got some raffles. What we're going to raffle off is this big Sakasquatch. Now, Evan Darnell, who gave away a Red Meat Lovers Club ticket for 2 to any one of his RML dinner events in the country, or if you're local or you're coming to town, you want to do it here where he's headquartered out of, he'll come and cook a steak dinner for 4 people here in our headquarters here in Boynton Beach. We're going to give away one of those. Now, I've been watching this thing. We've had over 120 people on here consistently throughout the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
Uber impressed. So I'm going to, right now, just decided, I'm going to throw in another raffle item.
Wow.
It's not a car, Steve, so don't say it.
Wonder what he's getting. Wonder if I have anything.
I am going to give away a whole pack of the DT&T 38s.
Now, is that a separate raffle? Like he's going to spin the wheel again?
Yep. This is an extra prize. So we're going to have at least 3 winners for anybody who participated in this 5-pack frenzy. You're going to get a Red Meat Lovers Club package. You're going to get this, and the big grand prize will be the Sakasquatch. And then we'll do the DTX Sakasquatch first, just to get that out of the way. So
Well,
as soon as Alex is
to make
ready,
your life even harder, I'll give this away too. These just came in today. This is the lead crystal DTT ashtray. I don't know if you can see that or not.
that is pretty.
Yeah, and this is they're serialized, and this one is number 5.
So is that going to be a 4th raffle prize?
4th raffle prize.
Look at that, Mace. This is what I love. We just love doing this stuff.
Yeah, they
So
just
now instead of having one winner, we're going to have 4 winners, and they're all pretty kick-ass prizes. There's no floaters.
yeah, this thing's like $150 for God's sake.
So I just want to remind everybody, all right? I want to remind everybody that allow 5 to 7 days for the shipping. If their order, which hopefully will get shipped tomorrow, gets to us by Wednesday next week, my team is ready to get these packages out Thursday and Friday of next week. So just want to
clear. Abe has the cigars. He just we just decided to hold back the swag because we had no idea how much to ship.
Every time we've done one of these with Steve, we never got enough stuff. And then we're getting half the orders out, and then he's waiting to get me the rest of the stuff we need. And so we just said, look, let's just get it out all at once, do it
Let's
the right
get the
way.
number, and that way we can get you the right stuff.
There you go. So I hope Vincent Michael Benetti doesn't win once. Damn, Alan Rubin with the vicious slay against the anti-goat.
Ooh. See, this is the problem for me not seeing the comments. I missed that.
That's why you have the phone.
Yeah, but you said you couldn't read it. It was going by too fast.
I'm actually watching the screen. Facebook's a little delayed. Our screen here, I do both because when we don't use StreamYard, I get used to doing it this way. So by habit, I always put the phone up. But on StreamYard, I could see the comments. But Facebook's a little bit delayed, so it doesn't move as fast as the live feed off of StreamYard.
But is it the same comments? I mean, you're seeing. Okay.
Well, no. See, here's the difference. My StreamYard will show me the comments from all outlets. For some reason, like when they're on YouTube, it'll show up as anonymous. That's why that guy who said something, he's watching the broadcast on YouTube, and I can't see who he was. But the Facebook comments are on the Facebook screen that I'm logged into on my phone.
Well, I just switched over to the Facebook, and I saw someone make a comment about, for a guy that doesn't make swag, I sure do make a lot of swag all of a sudden. And,
yeah, there it was.
You are right. And it's not that I'm anti-swag. It's just I'm anti-cheap swag. I'm anti-crappy swag. I'm anti, and I can't believe, but I don't believe that anybody is buying 15 5-packs so they can have an Umbagog mug. It's a great mug. It's a gorgeous mug. It's a prototype mug. There's only like 30 or 36 or whatever there are of them. But I have to think they have to love the cigar. It's not like I'm giving you, I mean, some people give you so much stuff. It's actually worth more than the damn cigars you're buying. It's crazy.
Well, in defense of Joe Cotter, he said the comment was, for a guy who says, I don't make swag, I make lighters, that you do have the best swag in the game.
Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that.
So that was the full comment. And there's the GOAT. So listen, Alex, to start, let's get the DTX second chance raffle out of the way for all the guys who got a chance to get this cigar that was made exclusively for the Great Smoke, that sold out so fast it caused chaos. And the next day, Steve went online and said, look, anybody who bought a Great Smoke ticket and didn't get a chance, we're going to do a pre-order. You order it, I will make them for you. Now, that's a guy. So that's all the people who wanted to get a chance.
Yes.
And some of those people ordered multiples, right? They didn't just buy one. I know
there was a loophole. The deal was you limited them to one.
Oh, okay.
But if they logged in, you didn't want people ordering more than one because you remember you were worried about the wrapper. You only had so many.
There was a certain limit as to how many I can make.
So, but there was a loophole where if people actually logged back in, it would only limit them one. But if they came back in and did a second order and paid shipping twice, it let them order again. Some people figured that out.
All right. And just for the record, it was a problem with a filler ingredient, not with the wrapper on there.
I knew it was some element.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit this wheel.
All right, let's do it.
Let's see who's winning the first Sakasquatch, Mega Squatch statue. Jeez. Jason Elkins, I hope you're watching. If not, we will reach out to you. You have won a Mega Sakasquatch statue. Now, Alex, I don't know if you caught this. We have 4 raffle prizes to give away.
Yeah, I heard you.
So we're going to draw 4. The first one we're going to draw for is the Red Meat Lovers Club that was graciously donated by Evan Darnell. We'll do the DTX that I threw up here. Then we'll do the Crystal Ashtray. And then we'll finish with the Mega Sakasquatch. So 4 winners coming up. Let's see who's going to win.
Wait. Before you spin this, can someone win multiple times if their name comes up?
What happens is when their name comes, they can win multiple times.
So somebody could win all 4 is what you're saying?
Correct.
So
if they win that, they need to buy a lotto ticket tomorrow.
So, but here's what happens. When their name gets selected, that entry comes out.
So if they have multiple entries, they can win.
Right. So if someone bought 1 5-pack and got 1 entry and they win something, they'll have 0 chance to win a second one. But if they got 5 5-packs, which got them
5 chances, they win one, they still have 4 in the draw.
exactly, just like real raffle tickets.
Got it.
All right. Here we go. So
This is now for an Armel dinner hosted by the Secretary of State, Evan Darnell. Either 2 tickets at any one of the events he does around the country if you're in the area, or he will host a dinner here for 4 and cook steaks for you personally.
Ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Jonathan Lawson. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You have won the wait, I didn't write. Oh, we can watch the video.
I got it. I have the names. I got it.
There's too much going on. All right, now we're gonna give away a pack of the Liga de Muestra Dunbar Tobacco Trust EX38. You guys are gonna win one of these right now. Let's see who wins this. Oh,
Whoa.
James Lukenbill.
And he probably already has it.
He probably has. Absolutely.
I'm sure he does. I know him and the guys at the Phoenix Lounge are desperately hunting a Mega Squatch for the lounge.
He has multiple instances.
I don't know if you know of their lounge, Steve, but they got a lounge that's.
I've been there.
Okay, there you go. So he's desperate.
Gorgeous.
All right, so now we can do the Crystal Ashtray.
Yes, sir.
How much did you say it was? $150?
Yep, $150 ashtray.
It's a $150 Crystal Ashtray. Ashtray number 5.
Here we go.
Look, it's even got big rubber feet on it, not those little cheap, clear, crappy ones.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
David, I don't know what to say.
Ebert.
Congratulations, David.
David, you went on the ashtray. And now for the Mega Sakasquatch right here. I know everybody wants this guy right here. Let's see who gets him.
Wait. Are we doing this one first and not the other one?
The other one we gave away already. We did it first.
Yes.
Have some more of that. Have some more.
More Weller. I need more Weller.
Get some more of that Weller. Let's see who wins this big guy.
This is the last raffle, right? Now Steve's got me
confused. This is the last raffle.
Here we go.
That wheel thing is spinning well. So big. Stanley Landsberg. Congratulations, Stanley. You have won yourself a Mega Sakasquatch.
Now, here's my question. What if Stanley doesn't want one of those damn things?
Well, they can put it on his neighbor's lawn or something, because that's where it's going.
Let me say this. I'm shipping this directly to Stanley, right? You're going to
You have both of them. So if you want to make an offer to them, tell us and tell them now.
Yeah. Anybody that doesn't want their Mega Squatch, I'll gladly swap it out for cigars if you would prefer to have cigars at a Mega Squatch, because I know that most wives would not allow that in their house. So,
are you kidding me? All right. Well, listen. Honestly, I want to thank everyone. We had a huge watch turnout today. Steve, thanks again. Once again, honestly, I know I drive you nuts sometimes, but thanks for always coming through, helping us continue to make fun and great times for all our fans and patrons and all our friends out there. Huge. Alex, as always, great job. Alex is like the producer. He's missed his calling.
Thank you.
Should have been in television production.
You know.
One last thing to say though, this red meat lovers beef stick, it don't suck. It's pretty good.
It don't suck. And then
It
they had big news.
Suck.
Big news. TGS Dinner will have a special event only stick. It was a hell of a show. Steve, thanks for coming on. Give my love to Cindy, Yvonne, your son, everybody out there who's doing all the great work on your end. Thanks to all our fans out there, everybody out there. Most of you, I assume, we had, by the way, the biggest influx of new members I've seen in a long time this week. And most of them were from the Sakasquatch fan group. I think Chris Duque made a post, and because it always tells me what groups we have in common, and a lot of them were Sakasquatch. So a lot of new members came over. We're trying to keep the group something special, something fun, something exciting. We're very active in it. So if you're watching this and not a member of our Smokin' Social Facebook page, check it out. I'm telling you, it's the place where you want to be. So any last words, Steve?
Boy, you put me on the spot here. I'm gonna have more Weller. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Listen, if you're not doing nothing, I'm sure a bunch of people are gonna jump on our Whereby channel. So we have a Whereby channel. If you're in Smokin' Social, just go to the announcements. The link is there.
The link's in there.
We're probably gonna jump in if you want to stop by and say hi.
Yeah, I'll pop in there. I'm waiting for Cindy to come home. So until
there you go.
There you go.
And the event will continue there. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. All right. Peace.